Well, way back in 2018 in Kenya, Vera Sidika and Zari went ahead, obviously came close, and they really looked like they are gonna be intact, and their bond looked like had been really building to the skies. But I tell you what, their friendship went ahead and broke up, and we are all surprised when Zari snubbed Tanasha for Vera Sidika, for the young, famous, and African. Welcome to the East Africa Social Television. How are you guys, and where are you watching us from? I go by the names of Rock and David. Smash the like button, comment, and share. If at all you're watching us for the very first time, right? Endeavor to subscribe to this channel so as not to miss out on stories that we do upload in here on a daily. And Rock and David is my name here onto the East Africa Social Television. And I'm like, I have something to bring to you, and you people are really going to be enjoying it. It's all about Zari, Tanasha, Vera Sidika, Diamond Platnumz, all in one story. And I might have late, obviously, bring you this story, but finally, I've gone ahead, obviously, bring it into your face, and hope you guys are really going to enjoy it. Remember to subscribe. After subscribing, hit the notification bell. That will enable you get notified every time I upload a video onto this beautiful channel of ours. It is the East Africa Social Television. Now, we all know to it that the third season of the Young, Famous, and African obviously showcased. And this time round, one of the new people, the new figures in there, was none other than Shakib Cham, the lover, the latest lover to Zari Hassan, and he's from Kampala, Uganda. When you look in East Africa, East Africa looks like one of the countries that has been suffocated has been none other than Kenya, because it's not yet represented. By the way, when we talk about East Africa, the main countries are Uganda, Kenya, and Tanzania. When you look at Tanzania, they're having Diamond Platnumz, they're having Zari Hassan there. They also had Tifa, they also have Nilan, because they're children to Diamond Platnumz, and you count them from that side. Then when you go to Uganda, they do have Zari Hassan, the boss lady, and now another character from Uganda has been added onto the show. He goes by the names of Shakib Cham, and it's only Kenya that has been lacking a representative into this. Now, Zari was in Kenya, and she happened to obviously hold a press conference with the media in Kenya about the Young, Famous, and African, because the season 3 was already out and people were really having questions about it. Now, Zari was asked on who she thinks should obviously be part of the Young, Famous, and African. You understand? Zari came up and said, she shocked everyone, and he was like, Kenya is not represented, and we have to obviously get a representative from Kenya. And he said Vera Sidika would look good on our show. Honestly, she's pretty and brings her whole nyash, and I think she can throw some jabs. So that's what she really went ahead obviously say about Vera Sidika. And remember, I brought you a video here. Like, after the first season was really out, I saw Akothe very furious at the organizers of the Young, Famous, and African. She was like, all the people there are fake. You know, they go there with fake hair. And she was like, I would have gone ahead to jump at a wig of one of those participants, all actresses in that cast of Young, Famous, and African season 1, and obviously ashame them because they are fake. She said they don't have money. And when she said they don't have money, they're living a fake life. And he knew she was really directing it at Zari. You remember those photos of Zari and Akothe, you know, and Akothe in Kenya, when they really even had a private jet. Let me see whether I can obviously find some here. You know, Zari came into Kenya, and they really they call themselves single mothers, right? And Zari met the president of the single mothers, you understand? So it was like something that never really could come to an end. But shockingly, it obviously came to an end. And this is the photo that I've been talking about. Zari and Akothe were really close buddies, and we thought that maybe the two women who are some of the biggest influencers in East Africa had obviously gone ahead, find a combining factor. By that time, Akothe had just gone ahead to separate, I think, with one of his exes, and even Zari had just gone ahead, separate Diamond Platnumz, and Zari was single by then. That was July 2018, you know? And you see them tossing, you know? That's how they were in Kenya, and everyone was like, all right, maybe their friendship is obviously going to long live, but it never really long lived. And guess what? It didn't really make sense. And Zari and Akothi saw themselves really part ways. And did any of us really think that they would obviously stay together for some long time? I doubt. I confirm to you, I doubt. But for Vera, Sidika, and Zari, they are once close, but they're not gonna hate to be in the same spaces for a very long time, you know, meaning that maybe their bond ruptured a little bit. But as we speak right now, Zari is like, Vera Sidika should obviously be coming in through to do the needful and represent from Kenya. And Akoth will obviously come out and react to Zari or respond to Zari because she feels like she is the ideal candidate to represent Kenya in this young, famous, and African, you know. Then she said the following about Tanasha Donna. They asked her about Tanasha Donna, that don't you think Tanasha Donna would be the best candidate for this? She said, Zari, in her own words, Tanasha is very pretty but so preserved. In our conversations, she's this nice and quiet girl. Reality needs more active and noisy like characters. So Zari's like, Tanasha Donna doesn't have that that driving force to obviously take her to the reality TV show. But I don't really believe. I don't think that is a lie. To me, I think Zari is just doing this because she knows to it that Tanasha is really good. And by the way, one thing that Zari should know about Tanasha is that Tanasha has even acted in a movie and she has gone through lessons of really acting and reality TV and acting. If someone is an actor, when he or she comes to reality, she can really come and blossom. I believe she's just afraid of this young girl because for her, she's still young, you know. I think she's now, is she 27 years? She's turning 28, I think, this year. Tanasha is still young, and Zari knows to it that the moment she really gives Tanasha that platform, Tanasha might turn out to be one of the biggest figures into that because she's young, pretty, and Netflix might obviously look at her as the new face. And remember, she comes from a country known as Kenya that really streams a lot of this. And I know when she's onto that, obviously Kenya will stream this. I know why Netflix is really dying to add on a Kenyan onto this reality TV show, because they know that the most streaming country in East Africa is none other than Kenya. So we are waiting to see how that pans out. And Zari had a message to send to Tanzanians that maybe to go in for another socialite from Tanzania. She said, Tanzanian people are so much invested in gossip, something that's much different from what reality shows do. I don't think gossip would work on our show. So she was like, we are not thinking of getting in any Tanzanian person or personality here, and it's so much into gossip. But I think the two characters to add onto this cast for me would be Tanasha Donna from Kenya and Hamisa Mobeto from Tanzania. Guys, what do you think about that? 3 women on one show that have dated the same man and all claim to be having a baby, all babies for this man, and that is Diamond Platnumz. You understand? Guys, I want you to go into the comment section and really have your say about this. Don't you think it would obviously make more sense if at all we get Zari, Hamisa Mobeto, and Tanasha Donna onto this show? I think that's how it obviously makes some huge impact, because these 3 characters on one reality TV show plus Diamond Platnumz, oh my God, it will make news and it will make a lot of money for Netflix, because the entire East Africa will be on this, because they'll be like, how are these 3 obviously going to obviously come up and really do the needful? And by the way, I'm sorry to say this, Zari is calling this a reality TV show, but for me I think it's scripted. You know, it's scripted and all these things are really given to these people, you understand? But I would like to see these 3 coming onto this show. So guys, thank you very much for watching it through. Tell me your thoughts about Zari snubbing Tanasha Donna for Vera Sidika, and even Ugandans are also concerned because they feel like she would have gone ahead to propose Sheila Gashumba, a queen from Kampala, Uganda, who celebrated her birthday yesterday and who has some good numbers on her Instagram and so on and so forth. Rock and David is my name. I sign out for now. See you later. East Africa Social Television it is. We out.